Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play BlazBlue Calamity Trigger. In the last episode, Jin Kisaragi fought against the Murakumo Unit Nu 13, and unfortunately was defeated, leaving Nu free to jump into the cauldron with Ragnar and fuse into a very terrifying entity. But once again, we actually caught a glimpse of Jin's academy days, as well as the first moment in which he actually met Noel Vermillion in person. But as before, it is time for the rematch between Jin and Nu. And this time we are taking no prisoners. Let's do this.
Rebel. 1. Action.
Try and
Strike.
Counter.
nope.
Strike.
Try and get some distance there.
Die.
Nope.
Advancing.
She jumped over that one.
Slow.
Counter.
Back off.
Risky. Calculated. Foolish. Denied. Foolish. Risky.
New blocking there. And that she didn't use her barrier there. Oh, and the swords. I do not like the swords.
Counter.
And she actually managed to block that attack.
Altering
What's
space.
wrong?
Ah,
What's wrong?
no.
Die. Dissipate.
Problem.
You're mine.
Don't know what that attack was, but
Counter.
worked. Oh, and then again.
Deploying field.
Weak. What?
Try and oh, she does that.
Counter.
Dissipate.
Try overwhelming force.
Advancing.
Nope. He's too agile for our own good. And that didn't work. Aerial attack. Ooh! Nu with a counterattack of her own.
Advancing.
Slow.
Healing.
Try and
Entering.
incapacitate her for the time being.
Slow.
Impact nullified.
Halt.
Entering.
Time to put you on ice.
Arctic daggers. Die.
Ooh!
Dissipate. Back off.
So close.
Finish.
Finishing her off with the Snowflower Storm, courtesy of Yukiana-san. I have to say, this cauldron chamber is actually pretty elaborate.
Why? Why won't you die?
But as before, for some reason Nu has incredible regenerative abilities. No matter how many times I stab her or freeze her, the girl keeps getting up.
Impossible. You cannot kill me.
Could this be fate? Could this be destiny? Could this be the... No. No, it can't be the... Cannot be the choice of Steinsgate. What am I talking
What
about?
did you say?
Or this could actually well, in a more realistic note, this could actually be the result of the infamous time loops that have been affecting the world of BlazBlue.
Perish.
And as before, Nu's Murakumo drive, obliterating Jin right there. Although not killing him outright.
Damn it, my feet! You bitch!
And once again, Nu making her way to Ragnar.
Finally, the hindrance is gone. We're together at last.
Yeah, also notice that Jin refers to people who stand in his way as obstacles or impediments. Well, now the shoe is on the other foot, eh, Jin?
Brother!
And Jin knows full well what is about to happen, and yet is completely helpless to do anything about it.
I...
Finally! We can be one!
Yes, indeed, and create a creature that will wreak absolute chaos and destruction upon the planet.
Stop it! Brother! Brother!
She hears my voice and slowly turns to look at me. Only now do I realize she has her face.
What? Your face? Damn it. Why? Why? I just killed you! I just killed you!
Indeed. Because for some reason, New 13 resembles Noelle Vermilion, as well as Saya, the little sister of both Ragnar and Jin. The reasons for which this odd coincidence I couldn't even begin to tell you at this point. And in complete contrast to Ragnar, Nu behaves completely cold and nonchalant towards everyone else, Jin included. In other words, well, she doesn't care. She turns back towards my brother and starts to carry him toward the pit.
Wait! Let go of my brother! You bitch! You bitch!
I gather what strength I have left, and drag myself after her. It's not gonna help, but, well, you're free to go after them if you wish.
No. Not again. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you take my brother away from me again!
So somehow, Yukianasa seems to be filling Jin in on the time loops. Because this has happened more times than anyone can count. But I can't catch up. That bitch stabs my brother right in front of me. Over and over. With those light swords of
Ragnar!
hers.
Now, Ravna, we can become one.
Wait! Brother!
And off they go. As all three of them descend into the heart of the cauldron. Suddenly, I see a girl. She stands, quietly, like she's only watching. She says something as I fall into the cauldron, but she's too far away. I can't possibly hear her. But even so, before she disappears, I swear I hear something.
It will happen again, won't it? Perhaps I was expecting a little too much.
Rachel Alucard, as I live and breathe. Now this is odd. Apparently the date is the year 2099, the 31st of December, which would actually make that previous date the 4th of May, given the way that the date is organized, which adds a little bit of clarity, but somehow, for some reason, Jin has actually ended up a full century before the events of BlazBlue. Or at the very least, Calamity Trigger. When I come to, I realize I'm flying somewhere. Wait, flying? I can't feel anything anymore. I can move my right hand, but just barely. Well, the cauldron was ultimately a thing that was engulfed in flames, but given its interior, but did we end up going back in time? Is it a portal of some kind?
The stars are lovely.
Indeed they are. Although, the night sky is so beautiful, I can't help but think about it. But the moon is too bright for my eyes. Yeah, remember Ragnar saying that as a kid Jin used to believe that the moon would fall down upon him from the sky. I try to block out its light with my right hand. Tears begin to roll down my cheeks.
Brother.
My brother. I have to kill my brother. He must know why. He must understand. I keep telling myself that he does, but it doesn't help. The tears start again. Seems like Jin's motivation to kill Ragnar is driven more than simple insanity after all.
Who's there?
And it seems that Jin isn't alone.
You're...
Indeed. That silhouette can only belong to one person. Rachel Alucard. And there is Jin, maimed and broken through his journey through the cauldron, and yet he hasn't been completely incinerated. But he is wounded rather grievously thanks to Nu. I know this woman. She is the one who watched me fall into the cauldron. The same woman who looks down upon me with a bored look on her face. I want to ask her what she's doing here, but I can no longer speak. All I can do is stare at her.
Soon, it will be born.
Indeed it will. I already know what's going to happen. What's going to be born here. And given the fact that Jin has gone back in time thanks to the cauldron, yeah, it seems like Jin will very much become a part of history because in just a few days from now, in just a short while from now, the greatest tragedy in the history of the entire BlazBlue universe will unfold. The calamity known as the Black Beast, and the devastation that it will wreak upon the world. The very thing I was born to destroy. But I have no strength left. I can barely move.
Mr. Hero, how would you like to become a real hero?
A curious question indeed, and one freighted with foreknowledge. And that is one of the true endings of Jin's false hero story, in which Rachel Alucard offers to make him a true hero. But exactly what that pertains to is a mystery that will have to wait for another time. So I will leave you here, adventurers, for the time being, and when we return, we shall bear witness to the final ending in Jin's story. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.